Good evening. Welcome to Midnight Tea Club. We're gonna have some fun tonight. We've got some stuff to brew here. I am running just a little bit behind because kids just did not want to go to bed tonight. But the kids are in bed, and it's us. We're good to go. But I still have a couple things to do. Still getting the water heated, and yeah. So hope you guys get a chance to tune in, check out what we got. We will be brewing Forgotten Nebula tonight, and some black gold. So we're gonna have some fun with that. But let me take this moment to spread the link around so we can get more people to log in and check out the stream. And if there's anything, if the audio's off, the music's off, too loud, too low, just let me know, and I will take care of it. So here we go. Starting to get the hang of these. Done a few of these now. So, all right, get a shareable link. There we go. All right, I got to share it to Instagram too. I'm behind, guys. I'm usually somewhat on top of this, but we'll get it taken care of. Let's see here. There we go. All right. Share this one to YouTube and join us for Midnight Tea Club. Bam. There we go. Get this one posted out too. Join us for tea. Join us for live tea on YouTube right now. Then put a little heart. People like hearts. There we go. Oh, thanks. Yeah, I had that left over from the other day, Lamo. Sorry about that. There we go. Okay, all right. Hey, Seawin and Oolong Owl is in the house. What do you guys got? What do you guys got in your pots tonight? Am I over far enough? You got to come off slide over just a little bit more, or the fisheye lens kind of just like makes Lamo a little twisted, but more twisted than she normally is. Let's see. Add post to your story.
Awesome.
Did I actually do it? Did I post it?
Do you want me to check my Instagram?
Yeah, check your Instagram, see if you got it. Okay. Oh, I didn't realize I can create a list of close friends on Instagram.
Oh, it's like a group thing.
Little group thing. That's what I need to do.
Yep.
Here we go. I'm gonna toss it to some of the regular people. Get them to come in here.
Regular people.
No. All my people. Oh no, it's saying it's failing to send. Oh well, we'll try that later. So. Hey, Joshua. Hello to Texas from Seattle. Oolong Owl is on a Harney and Sons Decaf Black. Well, that sounds like
Decaf is a smart choice.
Decaf is a smart choice.
Right,
so if you guys were on the stream just yesterday with Oolong Owl, you saw the new teapot that I'm working with here. Pretty excited about this. This is from Sanguine Teapots. This is a Mark Moeller one. And I also got the matching cup to go with it, which is pretty cool. This cup, same clay, same kiln, same firing, same everything. I'm pretty happy about it.
Are you gonna try tonight?
Yeah. We're gonna brew with it tonight. If you guys don't know, Mark puts little faces on his teapots now. Like how cute is that, right?
Super cute. It's like a tea monster.
Little teapot monsters. Yeah, the swirl on this looks really nice, and you can check out like a lot of the wood fire residue, a lot of the smoke ash kiln glaze in there.
So this one is not glazed.
It's not glazed, no. Natural clay, wood fired.
That's awesome.
Yeah. All right.
How big is this teapot?
150 ml. So it's pretty much perfect for what we do, because we nearly always do 150 ml.
Do you think the music is too loud?
You guys tell me if the music's a little loud. This microphone just generally doesn't pick up the music too much. It seems loud for us, but just kind of want a little ambiance in the background. So you guys let me know, man. It is time for
Midnight.
Midnight Tea Club.
I wish you can just post one place.
I wish I could post, yeah.
Then they were just post automatically.
Yeah. Well, this is a little bit different. Instagram kind of works that way, but put your kettle on and join us. So it's halfway through the weekend. What were you guys up to on your Saturday? I also got a tea mark through in this cute little tea pet. Look at this little tentacly monster. Pretty excited about that little tea pet. He said he made it just for us.
Yeah, he said drink it when we have duck depths.
Yes. I will give you this cup.
Sure.
You want something different? You wanna?
Shampoo. I would take a ginger.
You want ginger?
It's fine. Give me sure. I can make this one.
Llama wants the good stuff. Look at that, man. That's awesome.
I would like.
Pu'er, we'll switch it up a little bit. Hey, good morning from Finland. Your Genshui teapot arrived here a couple days ago. That's great. Have been trying it out recently, and I'm loving it. That's awesome. Thanks for the feedback on that. That's good to hear when international tea orders actually arrive, because lately they just have been taking their sweet time.
They travel around to the different countries.
Taking a long journey.
Which teapot did you get?
Yeah, which one did you get? It may be just, we only have a handful of them.
Maybe Dragon Egg Black, I'm guessing.
Dragon's Egg Black, because that's seems to be what we have the most of right now. The only one left is maybe Dragon's Egg Black. I'll tell you what, we'll also use, we're going to be using this other Mark Moeller Fairness Cup. It is a Fairness Cup. It's also kind of like a little open brewer thing, which is pretty cool, pretty fun.
Yeah, it's super fun. You can see the tea leaves.
Ty bought a wok this weekend. Got tired of my rice getting all over the stove and frying pans. The high walls really helps. Nice. Lamu, actually we had a wok, but you burnt the bottom of it, right? And we don't have the wok anymore, right? The coating came off. It wasn't like a natural iron one. It had a coating and stuff, but it didn't.
From Asian market.
Yeah.
I was doing the soup.
But you've got a really nice, big, super wide, like flat one that you use for all of your stir fry stuff now, right? It seems to work pretty good.
Oh yeah.
Yep. There you go. You were right, Lamu. He got the black dragon egg, 120 ml. Only took about 2.5 weeks to arrive. Surprising. That's awesome. That's incredible. You must have the luck of the shipping gods on your side, because that one usually takes. There we go. This was 2019, right? We did this one in 2019?
2018?
18? 2018. Wow, time flies. Yeah. 2019 was the last time we were there. So 2018 spring is the first tea that we released that year. We kind of got this out early. Found some really nice material.
Smell it, fresh strawberry.
And this was in 2018. This was about all I drank. I just drank a ton of this. But I haven't drank it recently, so it'll be fun to give it a try. So if you are joining us for tea, go ahead and list in the chat what you're actually drinking tonight. Oolong Owl said she's on her Harney and Sons Black Decaf. How is it, Shar? Is it a close approximation of the caffeinated version, or is it significantly lacking in your experience? What do you think? Let's see. Also going to make a quick post onto RT on Reddit to see who wants to join us, and the Discord. I'll pop it on the Discord. See what they're down. See if they're down with it. Oolong Owl says it's actually pretty good, but it's noticeably lighter in body. Okay, all right. So it's got a lot of good like flavor and aroma, but it's just not that thick. It must be the caffeine. The caffeine that does it. All right. Cool. Let's smell this now. It's a really light pot. It feels good in the hands. This is actually made out of clay from Georgia, which I've been interesting to try. It's Got a from a town called Lizella. I had friends that lived in Lizella when I was a kid. I used to live in Georgia. There we go. This guy here. And Georgia's famous for their clay. Georgia red clay. Well, this is not using the traditional red clay, but some really nice stuff, and it turned just nice and dark and black in the kiln, which I always just love to see that. There we go for Steve. Orlando is in the chat. What is going on, Orlando? Thank you for joining us. What are you drinking tonight, Orlando? You got anything? All right. There we go. Yeah, we had a long day, and I don't think we've had tea yet today. We had a lot.
No.
We had a lot.
I had some milk this
we
morning.
had a lot to do, so it's nice that we finally have a chance to kind of just sit down,
Relax a little bit.
relax a little bit.
Hope Gary will fall asleep.
Hope Gary will fall asleep.
Oh, you
He's
use
pretty
this
vocal in
as
the
a
background.
fairness cup?
I'm using it as a fairness cup. Yeah, I'm using it as a fairness cup. This is the wrapper. I mean, I know a lot of you guys have probably seen Forgotten Nebula, but I really like the design on this. It was a water oil print with a marble mistress on Instagram. Did a cool stuff. I kind of like that traditional like paper oil design. You know, where they take, if you guys have seen like YouTube videos or something like that, where they take like a big huge giant pool of water and they paint on top of the water, and then they slowly like lower the paper right onto it, and you can kind of create these really cool patterns. So pretty excited for that. They had that printed onto paper, and then I'm not sure what they did with the original, but they took some really high res photos of it, which is really nice. Worked out really nice. Orlando Ramirez is a re-roasted oolong from a company called Mayleaf. Shout out to Mayleaf there. And then we got a White to Tease 2018 Smooth Cocoa.
Name sounds yummy.
Gently Smiling Jaws drinking some 2006 Shaoguan Sheng. Started on earlier, and the leaves are still going strong. And Gently Smiling Jaws, I saw on your Instagram that you have you've got a cake of baby dragon now. So that's awesome. Very cool. Very cool. I'm happy to hear your thoughts on that when you start drinking that one. It's really smooth.
It does still have lots of young Sheng.
Yeah, but it's still, you can tell it's starting to pick up. It's starting to pick up just a few hints of that, a few hints of aging. There we go. Orlando, what were you up to today? How did you spend your Saturday? I hope it was something more fun than we were doing.
Hey, it's pretty good today because it's not raining. So got
it was actually really nice.
Kids to their park.
Really nice day in the Pacific Northwest. You can see the mountains. Any day you can see the mountains is a nice day.
Yeah, when it's not raining, it's beautiful. And not that cold, I think.
Gently Smiling Jaws hasn't tried the baby dragon yet, but very, very, very happy to have it. Yeah, I'm happy that you have it too. Orlando says, yeah, they do the water, and we're gonna need a little bit more water in here.
Okay,
I'm gonna
gotcha.
turn it off. They do the water and oil on various surfaces. I think it's better, use it as a better placed decal than just gets baked. Yeah, it's apparently I didn't realize, like how long the tradition is, but that's traditionally used in European book binding and book making and stuff like that. They would actually have that would be the inside wrapper on the book, and so they would sit there and make a huge sheet of it and cut it and slice it up. And so if you have really old books and you open it up and there's like really cool pattern on the inside front pages and stuff like that, or sometimes wrapped around the outside, it's probably done by hand, which is cool. And there's still a handful of places in the UK that still do like a lot of that traditional stuff. Zeoxio, heyo, what's going on? Taking a break from the studying to join us. Thank you so much. Whew. How was your Saturday? I'm assuming it was all filled with homework, or did you get up into the mountains to do any rock hounding?
studying. What's that?
Studying? What's that? Yeah, it's the stuff that you need to be doing so that you can actually graduate without spending the next 12 years in college. Ha ha! It's better once you get out, man. Get it done, buckle down, and get a job. Spend the rest of your life there.
I really enjoy once I starting working.
Yeah.
Yeah, college is fun too, less stress, but yeah.
All right, you guys, I'm going to do it. I'm going to post it. I'm going to post it on Reddit. Midnight Tea Club. Anyone? If you're up and still drinking tea, please join us for a live tea tasting on YouTube.
Yay!
And then a heart. Gotta be a heart. All right. There we go. Video. Apply. Submit. Chris, what's going on? Zioxio, oh, you played video games all day because you got a three-day weekend. So homework tomorrow and homework Monday. All right, I guess that's the way to do it. Get the entertainment out of the way first, and then you can buckle down later. Some people choose to do it the other way. Get their homework done first, and then go on to the entertainment. But
I think I'm the type do the homework at the end.
are you?
When I was in elementary school, yeah. In a
Yeah.
summer vacation, we play like 2 months. The last month, so everybody help each other. I do this book, you do that book.
Okay,
like,
okay.
my cousins will
So-
take turns too.
Right at the very end, like the last week before school, you guys
Yeah,
just
yeah.
kind of just.
No, I
That's
think
fun.
about it. No teacher would really go through all the questions. Actually, you can write whatever, you know.
Really? You think so? I don't know. I
Yeah.
think I don't know. We have a higher
No.
a higher understanding of how things work in China. Are you saying that it's not as tough as we think it is?
No, it was elementary school back then.
Oh, that was elementary school. Okay.
No,
okay.
probably like much stressful, yeah.
Yep, Zioxio. I braved it. I braved the wilds of /r/t on Reddit. It's pretty nice. I usually I'll take it. I'll put a post up there. See who joins. I figure if anybody's up this late reading Reddit, maybe they want to come and hang out and have some tea and have some chat. I mean, who wouldn't want to have a live tea tasting chat thing? I don't know. Probably people who aren't into tea or something. Chris, what are you drinking tonight? Zioxio, what are you drinking? You got any stuff? You gonna keep gaming into the wee hours? Tea fueled gamer session.
This tea has a very sweet energy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and the aftertaste is
The
right,
sweetness
it's right
come
there.
right away.
Yeah,
That's why I like this tea.
yeah. It's just, Lamo likes the sweeter shungs. Zioxio just finished a fun herbal tea blend. Chris has moved on to bourbon. Nice. Well, here's to drinking late night bourbon. Speaking of, we need to release more rum barrel soon.
Yeah, they are ready.
Yeah. So it's just a matter of getting the time to get the site updated and doing some stuff like that and
Yeah.
get it up there.
Yeah, I think one of them it's been over a year.
Yeah, and we also put some black gold in a barrel too, but that's probably not going to be ready till summer, I think. Joseph Burton, hey, can't stay, but wanted to say hi. Thanks, man, appreciate that. Jumping on, saying hi. Hi back to you. Hope you have a good evening and rest of your weekend. Zioxio had the Sundown Herbal Tisane. Lemon balm, peppermint, blackberry leaves, lemongrass, chamomile, lavender, rose petal, orange blossoms, and heather blossoms. That's literally all the herbals.
I love it.
All of it. Llama's just like.
By reading it, making me thirsty.
Marianne says she moved from some bug-bitten oolong to wine. I like how you guys are drinking wine and alcohol, but you're still joining the Midnight Tea Club. That's great. I really appreciate that. The more people in chat, the more people talking, the more fun we have. I'm sure our kids are jealous because they're not asleep yet. They're just sitting in the back room, probably like just listening to us. It's like, what's going on out there? I know those guys are doing something. Like they're probably having a tea party without me. And Gemma's.
No, they can join in future.
One day, Gemma will be able to join us for some midnight tea clubs.
Yeah.
She'd have a ton of fun. She practices her gongfu. We've got a little little tea corner for her. So
she got her own.
she's got her own little thing. She's got her own little tea table, and she practices pouring with water.
Yeah, we try not to use hot water, so warm water for now.
All right, it took me a second to catch Frank's comment. I'll go ahead. I'll allow it, Frank. YouTube was not happy with it, but I'll go ahead. I'll put it out there. I can appreciate the inside joke. If you guys want to know why Frank's calling us the Anal Clef Clan, you may have to go back a couple chats, couple midnight tea clubs, and it's a long story. I get a little tea drunk, and I'll talk about anything.
I don't remember.
Yeah, that's okay. I'll explain it to you later. Ooh, strong steep.
And this tea, no matter how strong it is, it just melts right away.
It does. That's nice. Yeah, that's a fun indicator of a quality tea, is like when you've got something that may be like super strong or even bitter, really intense in the mouth, and then it just drizzles down the back of your throat into sweetness. Some of the like higher end like Lao Banjongs and Lalmanas and stuff will do that. You just have like this bam, like potent intensity in the mouth, and then it just drips down the back of the throat. You guys are funny. Thankfully, I did mark this as a channel not available for kids. Although I did not put the contains adult content tag on there, so we're in a gray area. It's a gray area.
You have to pick a area.
There's all sorts of settings and things like that. And if your stream is dedicated for.
Kid. How old is it? Oh no.
Well, that's go ahead and put your parents on the phone, young man. Awkward. Yeah, there's tons of things. Like, you're not allowed live chat if it's set for like kid friendly. Then you're not. Yeah, he's a 32-year-old kid. We're all kids. We're all kids at heart. If you're younger than me, you're still young.
I still remember one time, just 2014 or something.
Yeah.
One time, one customer messaged us, want to have a tea tasting with us.
Yeah.
Then we said, you can come this time. And he said, oh, he can't. His parents is not available because he needed his parents to drive him to the tea tasting.
Right.
Place.
Yeah,
so
we've got
just like a high school student.
Yeah, a surprising number of customers that are really young. It's pretty cool. I blame anime. It's all the anime. Gage Allen photo. What is going on? Evening Crimson. Lotus Tea or Crimson. First day of pu'er drinking in the books with Troublemaker and Dragon's Egg. Thank you for yesterday. Looking forward to many more sessions. Gage Allen photo is actually local, and he'd been messaging me for a couple days, and I finally had time to reply. I'm sorry it took a little while. He was looking for some new tea-ware, and he was actually able to drive up to the Crimson Lotus Tea headquarters north of Seattle last night.
I like the name headquarters.
He and I sat out on the front porch and talked about teapots. He picked out a teapot. He picked out a teacup. Grabbed a couple teas, and so is jumping into the world of fine teas. That's great. You figured it out. You got the Bing Slayer. The Bing Slayer was no trouble on the Troublemaker. You got the ratios right.
How was it?
Yeah, tell me how Troublemaker was. So Gage described himself as being into tobacco, pipe tobacco, and stuff like that. And I think Troublemaker is probably a pretty good tea to go with that. A lot of interesting smokiness and stuff to go into that tea. All good. No blood spilt. Oh. It'll happen eventually. Everybody in the pu'er scene
somehow it just
will eventually spill blood on a cake of tea. It'll happen. You won't pay attention, and just a quick little stabby. Ziaxio says, got a friend to watch the stream with me. I've shared your tea with him before. So hi to Landon. Landon, what's going on? Thank you for joining us on the Midnight Tea Club. If you're friends with Ziaxio, you're friends with us too. I need to get out to once the COVID's done. I want to get out travel around the U.S. and see all my tea peoples. Maybe have a little, like I said, a little toe behind tea house. That would actually be a lot of fun.
Yeah, but
we were talking about that last time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it just how long took us to build the van, get the van ready?
Yeah, probably take a while. Probably take a while. We're currently doing a home remodel thing.
Yeah. I saw IKEA is selling those tiny house. So there is possible we can just buy a tiny house.
Well, you can buy anything with money. I mean, you can, if you want to have like fully equipped everything, somebody will do it for you. But our problem is we generally just don't have all the extra spare cash sitting around. So we're very DIY. If you run your own business, you got to figure out how to do stuff by yourself. Absolutely, you just have to. You have to. Orlando says, "Oh man, I try and avoid those heavily compressed teas for that reason." Yeah. The Crimson Lotus lair. Yes, that's right. The home of the clan. The clan lair.
Yeah. It makes tea taste better.
Is that it? Is that it? Blood makes the tea taste better. It's possible, but that if you make a mistake with that Binks lair, that thing's gonna go deep. That thing's gonna go deep. That's why I like. I've got it around here somewhere. You had it over there, right?
The base yeah. It's over
I like a tea knife that you can actually kind of. It's not much bigger than your hand, so you can actually kind of hold it. Like for example, I've got this really fancy one that I bought at like a tea market in China. It's all like big and it's I got like it's Damascus-ish thing. But you're sitting there holding on to this and you're working it. It's so easy to slip, but I really like something like this where I can just kind of hold it like that. I mean, you guys have all heard me explain this before, but I can't remember if I explained it to Gage. But I kind of like something I can hold like that because I'm just holding it right there, like right at the tip, and it's much easier to control. If you got something that's really long, it's kind of sticking out, it's easy to kind of like slip. So I like something that I can kind of just work like right there, so I know that I'm not going to be damaging myself too much. There's some great places you could come hike in Montana. Yeah, I'm sure. That's right, Montana. I said Wyoming. I'm sorry. I know you're in Montana. Those states all blend together for me. I'm sorry. I'm horrible at geography. What's going on, Drew? Drew says he's done drinking tea for the night, but just cracked open the Huckeye mini cake for the first time earlier this evening. What a phenomenal tea. Smooth and unique. Smooth and thick. Those little cakes are great. Yeah, if you guys don't know, those got these little 50-gram cakes on the site. They've got no, very little bing hole on the back. They're fairly loosely compressed. Really nice little teas. And that Huckeye.
If you buy a tongue, it's super cute too.
Yeah, we sell tongues of them too. You get like 5 and bamboo wrapped them. It's like the cutest thing. It's the easiest way to enter the tongue people club, which is a real club, by the way.
Yeah, those two are really awesome. Yep.
Ty says I had a very blunt tea knife and still cut myself when breaking apart a brick. Yeah, if it's blunt, it's actually worse. Like you can hurt yourself in a kitchen more easily on a dull kitchen knife than you can on a sharp one. It's just because you end up having to like work it more. And if you've got something super sharp, just like does all this stuff. You sit there, start to work it, and then you got to hold the thing, and that's what it is. Always have sharp tools.
Yep.
Frank says anybody who tries to rob a pu'er drinker is in for something. The funny thing, like I have more trouble with the tea knives I buy getting them out of China at the airports. I don't know how many times, like I'll find some cool tea knife and I'll go to like take it out and the guys at the airport's like, dude, that's not a tea knife. I'm like, it's literally a tea knife. And he's like, no, dude, it's a knife. And I'm like, well, it doesn't matter if it's a knife. Like, I'm taking it to America. Like, I guarantee you they're okay with me having knives there. And then they're like, if it's not against the law here and it's not against the law there, and why can't I send it through? Like, I'm not carrying it onto the plane. It's going to be in my luggage underneath. And they're like, dude, you can't take knives on the plane. I'm like, it's just, what are you going to do? Like, how are you going to argue with them? It's like,
yeah, I think the worst case is in China, different city airport have different rules. So you finally went to a city with your stuff. Then the other city, when you transfer flight, they said no. It's some airport they cannot allow umbrella. I don't know why. Just with umbrella, you have to throw it out. There's
so many really dumb like layers upon layers of stuff that we're just trying to fly home. It's like they make it just so absolutely hard.
And one time you have a 1 kilo break of tea in your package. We were transferred from Hangzhou. That guy was like, "What is that?"
They were not amused with the big cake of tea that they could not. A little bit more water here. That they could not actually they couldn't scan it. It was like too dense to actually. Is it full?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, and I don't know. They just nobody really knows like any global set of rules, and so anything that they think is suspicious, it just automatically becomes suspicious. And you know, sometimes you just kind of have to talk your way through it, and you're like, well, the last airport let us go through. Like, what am I supposed to do? I'm like, that airport, it's the same airlines. You work for these guys. Like, I'm taking this flight to that flight to that flight. You're the one that like pulled me off for extra inspection. Like, what am I supposed to do? It's just, but I don't know. Zeoxios has got a cool copper handle pick. Yeah, I think you sent me pictures of that. That's pretty cool. Orlando says, I know there are various dialects, but how would you pronounce crimson lotus tea if not in English? Honglian?
Honglian.
Are you talking like in Chinese, Orlando, or
Mandarin.
or are you talking like
Japanese.
how would somebody in the deep south call it? Crimson lotus tea? Maybe I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not entirely sure what your question is, Orlando. Go ahead and maybe rephrase it in the form of a question.
The oven name does sometimes confusing people in the tea festival because some customers come over and said,
Dude, I've been looking everywhere for lotus tea, and like I finally find it. I want to buy as much lotus tea as I can, and I'm like, I'm really sorry, we don't sell lotus tea, and they're like, well, it's literally in your name. I'm like, I know. You're right. You're right. It's like
do something.
It's more like crimson lotus tea, but it's not crimson lotus tea. And then they just look at me like really confused, and then they just walk away. I'm like, we've got nice pu'er if you want to try it. If you guys don't know, the way we got the name Crimson Lotus is so I was originally in the early 2000s. We had a lot of Japanese exchange students at my mom's house. I was studying Japanese at the community college. Spent a lot of time in Japan. Thought I wanted to, do something there. I still really like Japan. Traveling through Japan. I still speak more Japanese than I do Chinese. Ironically, I married a girl from China, so language I don't even speak at all.
Prepare for Japanese girl.
Prepared for Japanese girls, and then I found Mama. What can I say? But my name Glenn in Japanese is pronounced Guden. And the character for Gu and the character for Den can be Crimson and Lotus. And so I always used those characters as my like Japanese name, like Guden being Crimson Lotus. And I really liked the idea of that, just the lotus flower in general is something that only blossoms in the worst possible places. There's how does that phrase in Chinese go?
Chinese is 出淤泥而不染. It's the lotus out of the mud, still beautiful.
Out of the mud, clean. It's still pretty. So I really like that idea and that concept. And blood red, crimson, and black are just like two favorite colors and stuff. So it all worked together. And that's when we were starting to, I came up with some of the original design work and things, and I was like, well, we can call it like Crimson Lotus Tea. I came up with some of the design stuff, and then I had her send it to all of her friends in China and all her relatives just to kind of see. I just didn't want to make like some like cultural mistake that I didn't realize, like when they started selling the Nova car in Mexico and didn't realize that in Spanish it means it doesn't run, like things like that. I didn't want to make like some like huge mistake, and most people were like, well, it's okay, but, it kind of sounds like an evil kung fu clan. And I'm like, really? That sounds awesome. Like, if that's the worst thing that you can come up with is that it sounds like an evil kung fu clan, like, I'm totally down with it. I love it. Yep. Lucy is also on the same wavelength as us tonight, drinking Forgotten Nebula.
That's awesome.
I knew it. I knew somebody would be out there. We're hard.
And Lucy, almost lots of time we drink some tea with that.
Yeah, Lucy or Tea Fairy. Tea Fairy is also right there with us. After this, we will be switching over to Black Gold, drinking up a little Black Gold Shopewear to wind the evening down. Oolong Owl says they always take out bomb swab any tea bricks you have them carry on. Yeah, it's I get some slack from the most people in China understand the tea bricks, but I get some interesting discussions that the American inspection points, and I'm always like, man, if you got hot water in a kettle, like I'll make you some, like right now, we'll steep it up. And we're like, no, we can't do that. And it's kind of funny. I'm like, dude, it's just tea.
Yeah,
it's just tea.
I remember sometimes you make jokes, but they're very serious.
Don't make
learn
jokes.
From the customer.
Learn so many things the wrong way. I sit here. This is how I want to chat with them, have these conversations with them. It's just like they're not amused. They're not amused. There's no humor there at all. Xiaxio's seen some pu'er wrapped in a banana leaf. Is there any benefit to banana leaf, or is it just a gimmick?
Some pu'er wrapped in banana leaf. Maybe some new things.
I haven't seen banana leaf. Have you seen banana leaf?
There are banana leaves everywhere in Sichuan.
No, I know there's banana leaves everywhere in Sichuan. There's bananas like everywhere, but I haven't seen a lot of.
I haven't.
Banana
we haven't
leaf?
been there last year, so maybe they come up.
Yeah, maybe
something.
it's a new trend. There are some. I mean, you'll see leaves like used in like as neife and some things like that.
And people like
big leaves.
zongzi, they use leaves to wrap it up.
I've seen the bamboo. I've seen bamboo wrap food, right? Or in other leaves and stuff. But
yeah. And the bamboo rice is really bamboo pu'er. People do that too.
People are just looking for new things. Xiaxio. It's the same reason why they they pack it into like bamboo. The bamboo actually, when the bamboo steams, it actually kind of releases a bamboo flavor, aroma, essence into the tea.
Yeah,
So it may have some advantages.
The pu'er industry in China also improve every year. They're trying to be creative. I remember a long time ago when we asked them, is that possible to do the smaller wardui? That time they said impossible. Every wardui you have to have like at least 10 tons or something.
Now everybody's doing small batch wardui.
So
Yeah.
there's people out there doing some.
It takes that. Orlando's wants Crimson Lotus tea in Chinese would be Honglian cha. How would you, or cha like company or something? But how would you call it if it was like a clan? What would you say?
Honglian jiao.
Honglian jiao is clan in Chinese. Something like that.
Yeah.
Like that would be like the word used like in like an actual kung fu movie kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Does it refer to like gang, like the same way a gang, or is it specifically related to like martial arts, or what's the
I think it can begin because China have so many gongfu TV shows, so different group people from different things. So it depends on whether they're evil or nice. Then
was there a different word for evil?
No, it's just depends on the novel book how they describe it. Name just depends on how people do it.
Xiaxio says TSA has no idea what its own rules are. Lots of gun owners have issued that. TSA just has troubles in general. Like, there's, people will go there and they'll film with cameras and they get their cameras confiscated. It's just like it's perfectly legal to film. Yeah, just a lot of weird stuff. But I'm not a really big fan of TSA or airport theater security. But what are you gonna do? That's why I just prefer to drive. I really don't like, unless I really have to like fly to China. If I'm in the U.S., I don't want to fly. I'd rather drive for a day or two and get where I'm going the way I want to go, as opposed to flying. I just and it's funny because I grew up like flying everywhere. My dad used to work for the airlines, and so we flew constantly. I mean, at a very young age, I would fly around the country by myself and have no problems with that. But it was different then. I do not enjoy flying for the enjoyment of it anymore. It really stresses me out.
In China, their flights always provide the food, but here I'm surprised you have to pay.
They used to, yeah. Flights used to have lots of food and good stuff. Ben says, one of my Chinese friends, your first name means stupid in Chinese. Don't think that would work so well for me. Ben, does Ben sound like stupid in Chinese? Bun?
Ben, yeah. One of the words, it does mean silly.
Silly. See, silly's nicer. Silly's nicer than stupid. Yeah.
But I know lots of foreigners, they come up a Chinese name, lots of them like a white dragon.
Oh, yeah.
Whenever I heard this name, I know probably a foreigner.
Yeah. Well, I was getting my Chinese driver's license, and I had to pick a name, and I didn't have like a Chinese name. And so the lady's like, you can literally pick whatever you want. Like, it's not like anybody here is going to know. And I'm like, can I call myself Crimson Lotus? And she's like, if you want to call yourself Crimson Lotus on your driver's license, like nobody's going to care. And so I'm like, great. And so I like write out like Crimson Lotus. And then we get to the next station. The guy's like, your name is not Crimson Lotus. I'm like, well, like it's the only thing I can put. And she said it was okay. Who said it was okay? Bring her over here. She's like, it's all scolding her. She's like, how did you let him like call himself Crimson Lotus? He can't call himself Crimson Lotus. You have to put your name on there. I'm like, I don't have a Chinese name. They're like, you got to put your full American name. Glenn Lewis Bowers is like 32 Chinese characters to get all the tone and pronunciation right, and I had to do that on like how many documents?
Yeah, you have to.
Oh my gosh! And she couldn't do it for me. I had to sit there and like sign all of these documents and perfectly copy. Like I don't even remember how to write it all. It was horrible.
Hilarious.
Horrible. Black gold is one of Lucy's favorites. She can barely keep up a cake. Yes, we know that. We know that, Lucy. We do have more black gold. So you're not in worry of running out yet. Zioxio is always worried about bringing green tea on a plane. Yeah, I think it's fine. Although there was that case in the U.S. where I guess like a home they've been growing some stuff at home or doing a science experiment using a little extra power, and so the PUD or whatever notified the other police department. And the police department started like digging through their garbage and found like leftover green tea leaves. And they took it to their lab and had it scientifically analyzed and determined that it was marijuana. And then like they arrested the entire family. It took them like years to actually like work it out legally that they had not done anything. So yeah, law enforcement in the U.S. they don't really know what they're doing. Ridiculous. They're just it's really bad. So yeah, if you're a tea person in the U.S., be careful around cops.
Oh my goodness, seriously, that's crazy.
Zioxia says, long ago when I used to order from Verdant Tea, they sold some pu-erh tea with, it was dry, was it dry banana leaf or like, is it bamboo? I mean, was it specifically dry banana? Because I know, I mean, they use like big bamboo skin, which actually might look like a bamboo leaf. Or, I mean, it could have been a banana leaf. I don't know. It's, I've not really seen a lot of that there, but I know there's tons of banana leaves there, so it's a possibility, but I haven't seen it. Torn Ham, what is the biggest gram pu'er cake you have ever heard of? I have seen 1 metric ton pressed. That is 1,000 kilos. It was for display, but some guy wanted to have like 1,000 kilos in his living room pressed, and so it was it looked like a giant concrete pillar. It was maybe like this big around and maybe like 2 meters tall or something like that. It was big, a lot of tea. You'll see stuff like that. We've got one cake downstairs that's like 3 kilos. Remember like that big one like that or something? Factories will press whatever you want. I usually, like if I've got leftover leaf after we've done something, they just take it all, like Huang Pian dust everything, and they'll press it into a 1 or 2 kilo brick. So for a lot of our offerings, like I've got all of the rest of it, just like the dust and stuff, pressed in these big bricks that I keep downstairs. Maybe someday it'll be interesting. Yeah. But yeah, big stuff. Good question, Torn Ham. I'm sorry, I just like that name. It cracks me up when I see it. Ty, when coming back from Quebec 2 years ago with a friend, he bought a bath bomb as a gift. When going through security, he just said, "Yeah, it's just a bath bomb," without thinking they had a fit.
You cannot mention the bomb.
You can't. No, don't even do that. Don't even do that, man. That's just the worst. The worst. Yes, there is no humor there. So, yeah. But it's got to be careful. Don't mess around.
I remember you told me a story like in Lotus, one person is in the restroom and he yelled something and people called the police. Yes, yes. That was that took a little bit of explaining. It was a true story. I'm not gonna explain the whole story right here. That was pretty funny.
Yes, the guy was using the restroom at Lowe's, and it's a true story. He's using the restroom at Lowe's, and he was having some digestive issues, and explained to everybody else they'd better be careful because he just dropped a bomb. And some lady walking by like overheard it and called the police, and like literally like they evacuated Lowe's like while he's in the restroom and like swarmed in and stuff, and it was like different kind of bomb. Different kind of bomb.
Poor guy.
Anyways, Ben has halfway decided on the name Lin Jie.
Oh, Lin Jie, that's a really cute name. One of my favorite singer It's the Lin Junjie. Yeah, Lin Jie is a cute name. I like it.
Cute like for a guy.
Oh, it's really good, a guy name.
Okay, it's a good guy name. So
Yeah.
it's not like calling yourself like princess or something like that. Not
No,
like
no,
like
it's
girl
a,
cute.
It's a very
Okay.
common name.
Gotcha. All right, so Lamu
Yeah.
gives the gives the nod, gives the thumbs up.
Lin means forage.
Oh, like Linka?
Yeah.
Or is that different?
Yeah, two wood together. If you can see the name.
Oh,
side
he's
by
he's
side.
got it there. Oh, I see wood, so forest.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So actually, send me a picture.
Oh, Jie is the wood and the water at the bottom.
Okay.
So it's lots of tea related.
See, actually, it might have been banana leaf. I've not really seen it. You know, like each of the different villages and stuff can do interesting, different little things just to kind of try and set themselves out. Who knows? Bev Burns, what is going on? Jumped into the chat, said hi. Are you drinking this late tonight, Bev? It's really good to see you. Really good to see you in these chats. Thanks for the kind words that you sent me today. That was really nice of you. Bev is a pu-erh tea lover from the Pacific Northwest and artist. If you guys have Intrigue, Bev is the one that did the artwork for Intrigue. So, which I still really enjoy. Thank you so much for
really
jumping
good
into the
tea.
chat. It's a good tea. It's a good tea and good art. I think they all kind of like work well together. Lucy says they bring back suitcases full of green tea in the foil bags. They always end up going through my bag. Luckily, they're all labeled with tea on them. Yeah, it's like it's all you got to do is just write tea on whatever you got, right? It'll be fine. That is a lot of tea.
Oh, so sweet.
This is super sweet right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Mr. Remix is like bath bomb or bath salts. I don't know which would be worth. Just say it's bath crystals. There you go. Bath crystals. Yes, Bev, it is. It's good to see your chat. I can picture my face. Picture your face. Sorry. I haven't had tea all day, and now we're pushing it hard. Forgotten Nebula. Forgotten Nebula is what we are drinking tonight, and it has gotten super sweet, really thick in the throat. Feels very nice.
The throat feels really good this
Throat
tea.
feels
The
great.
sweet
Throat
will
feel on
last
this
for
tea.
a long time.
Yeah, in 2018, this is about all I drank. I've been drinking a lot of Believe this year. Each year I kind of have like a tea that becomes like my favorite tea. 2016 was Beneath an Emerald Sea. I just drank that just nonstop, just all the time. Drank a lot of this one in 2018. It's really good. You feel it in the throat. She actually said thinks there's a trend of glutinous rice scented flavored tea. Wonder if that plays into it. Like a zongzi flavored scented tea. Yeah, you'll see these interesting little like trendish things, like a Troublemaker, for example. Like in the mid 2000s, like everybody was pressing stuff in that. We could ask Bev. Bev, do you have any bamboo leaf wrapped pu'er? Bev has quite the impressive collection of pu'er tea. Banana leaf. Sorry, do you have any banana leaf wrapped pu'er? Zaxia was asking about it. I've not really seen it myself, but it might be.
I never really smelled the leaf of bananas. It'll be fun this year. Next year if we go to China.
Yeah, they do have bananas just grow everywhere there. In fact, we're usually there during like the banana picking season, so you'll see them on the side of the road with a big huge semi truck and just like a line of people just like wrapping it, pulling it, putting it in a cardboard box, tossing it on the back of a truck, and just kind of slowly keep the truck moving down the side of the highway until it gets all filled up. Take it out.
Lots of people plant sugar cane.
A lot of sugar cane there too,
And
rubber.
Rubber.
A lot of rubber.
Yeah.
Must love tea and dogs. Haha, gosh, little tiny white girl like me, I've been stopped so many times at customs, having to explain the leaves in my bag are indeed loose leaf tea. Their eyes start glazing over. I know, I've seen that look 1,000 times. Just like they're like, sure it is. It's just tea.
I think now since we have kids really help because the kids starting screaming and crying, then they just lose the patient.
Yes, we have had some interesting experiences at different checkpoints in China, and I can tell you for certainty that having 2 screaming children will make them not want to talk to you for very long. And so I don't know if any of you are planning nefarious business, have a bunch of screaming kids, because security people just don't really like having to work hanging around with that. And so we've been allowed quick transit through some security situations where they weren't being nice to us just because we had two screaming kids. So we just need to just keep them really hungry, or what do we do? Or just teach them to scream?
Push them. Okay, you can scream.
And now you guys can scream. Had you quiet on the plane for 12 hours, so let it out. Yeah, that's funny. Bev has some stuffed into bamboo stalks. Yeah, we've seen that, but not one in the in bamboo. Not bamboo. Sorry, banana leaves. Yeah, like I said, it's possible. Yunnan's a fairly big place, and people are always doing new stuff, interesting stuff, trying to do stuff to
I won't mind
set
with
themselves out.
banana leaves. It's nature.
It's probably it could probably work.
Probably
it could
have
work.
some banana aroma.
Might.
It's gonna smell like
Smells
banana bread.
Banana bread. He sent me pictures of the brick. All right, let's check it out. I'll hop onto my phone that is on its last legs, but is still working. Man, technology just isn't what you think it is. I don't know, it just doesn't seem to last long anymore. Although I guess I've had this phone for about 6 years. I think that's bamboo.
Yeah, it looked like a bamboo to me.
I'm pretty sure that's bamboo. That's
regular.
It's bamboo skin. It's the husk. It's the same stuff that is that's wrapped in the tongs. The tongs are wrapped in the same thing. Just so everybody can see what we're talking about there on my super cracked phone. There you go. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's just the skin of bamboo. They've got really tall, really big growing bamboo in China. I mean, I've seen some bamboo that's, I mean, as big around as any cedar tree in the West. You know, like just giant ones. You could actually probably like live inside of it. And the skin on the outside kind of like peels like a snake, I guess. They'll peel it off and they take it and they steam it and they'll wrap stuff like that. In fact, our Iron Forge, when we first got Iron Forge, I'm not sure if you guys remember that, very first edition of Iron Forge came wrapped just like that, folded up.
Bamboo.
2 bricks, bamboo. No bamboo or banana leaves. Yeah, well, it's not a bamboo leaf because the bamboo leaves are small. It's the skin. It's the skin on the outside. You know, outside of the bamboo stalk.
Yeah,
that,
the bamboo in
China,
off. Especially in China, is huge.
Like big bamboo, and they grow just like thick, like weeds in like a whole forest. I mean, it's not uncommon to just see just giant bamboo, and it's just so cool. Like some of those are just so big.
And people really like to eat young bamboo.
Yeah, the bamboo shoots. Yep.
Those are very tasty. I don't know whether people eat in.
Yeah, people in the U.S. will eat like bamboo shoots and stuff like that, like in stir fry and stuff.
Stir fry, yeah.
Mr. Remake says, yeah, the sheaths that cover the new shoots. Yeah, it's but when it's on the really big trees. I mean, so it's like it just kind of like just peels off. So you got people that just go around, peel it off, collect it, and just bring it by the truckload to a pressing factory, and they steam it and wrap it up. We just see it all the time. And if you've ever bought like I don't have a tong right here. If you've ever bought a tong or seen a tong, it's just carefully wrapped bamboo skin, bamboo husk. Iron Forge, you still got some of it, Orlando? Like the original Iron Forge, the one that had the bamboo wrap.
We printed paper, just wrapped.
Yeah, we printed a paper and just kind of like taped it around there, and then later on we had them like wrapped ourselves and stuff. That's cool if you've got an original old school Iron Forge. It's pretty cool. Let's see. Marianne is excited to try Iron Forge. Makes me miss your WoW days. I was dwarf. I was a dwarven hunter, so I had a fondness for the capital of the dwarven people, Iron Forge. Somebody the other day was just like, dude, how come you've never done like a WoW inspired tea? And I'm like, Iron Forge much? And they're like, oh my gosh, how did I miss that? I'm like, I don't know, I don't know. The phrase Iron Forge could come from a lot of places. Try not to nail my inspirations down too specifically. Let them be broadly interpreted.
Yeah.
Mr. Remake says it's amazing how many crafts those are used for. They're nature's wrapper. It's amazing what you can do with bamboo. It really is. You know, we've got bamboo utensils. We've got they make bamboo flooring and stuff. Bamboo chopsticks. Bamboo.
Tea table.
Bamboo. Our tea tables are made out of bamboo.
Yeah, the black one, because
ones
the
that we
wood
sell.
one is really hard to import, but bamboo is.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, we can. It's much easier for us to do bamboo. Oh, I love root and bamboo like teaware and stuff, like these little tongs, but with like the actual like root end and stuff on there. I'm always trying to look for more things like this to sell on the site, because I don't know, I just think these things are I just think that things like this are super cool with all the root and bamboo. All right, let's see. Xiaxio looks just like a wrapper I got from Chawang Shop. Yeah, people wrap bricks. It's definitely bamboo. Pretty sure. What's the more oddly named teas I've run across? I don't know.
What's the most odd name?
Well, I mean, a lot of the Chinese names are really similar, and they're all kind of based on like Chinese poems or Chinese aesthetic and stuff like that.
Tea stuff. They have a tea called Telampu, like a couple years ago. It's pretty fun.
Which one's that?
I mean, in China, the people use Trump.
Oh, they use Trump's name to make like some thing that meant something else, but it was in Chinese, using Chinese characters or something like that. Well, he's talking about like duck shit oolong. That's one. But yeah, generally like the actual like named teas in Chinese, it's like like Top of the Clouds, Yunpu Judian. They're very it's very kind of grandiose, and there's a very elevated sense of Chinese aesthetic. I mean, there's like teas, the area near Dragonwell sometimes has some really interesting, beautiful names for the different areas of teas. The tea will be like, like dragon flies around the mountain in the morning or something like that'll be the name of it, things like that. So, but not really interesting for, not really I guess that wouldn't be weird, but. Jason O'Keefe asks, the main difference in taste between Wild Arbor and cultivated for show pu'er. For show pu'er? That's really hard to say. Like, I've not really had a lot of Wild Arbor show pu'er that I could say for certain was Wild Arbor. If you're talking about Shang, I mean, sometimes the thing for me, there's a very unique bitterness and funky aroma that comes if you've had like our Slumbering Dragon. Like, if you can smell and taste Slumbering Dragon anywhere else in Yunnan, it's probably like wild tree material. But that's not or Wild Arbor. It's not even like a hard set rule, because we've had other teas from other people that swore that it was like Wild Arbor material, but then it didn't taste like Wild Arbor material that we had before. But I wasn't there when they picked it, so I'm taking their word for it. So
yeah, I think some wild, like Slumbering Dragon, you can tell the difference just by looking at it. Yeah,
the leaves definitely look different too. But that said, there's really no like hard set fast rules, hard fast set whatever.
Yeah,
it's just too much. Yunnan's just too broad of a place, and there's always some example of something that can disprove the main line of thought. So why were you asking specifically about the Wild Arbor show? I'm curious. Xiaxio uses bamboo chopsticks to dig for crystals. Yeah, bamboo works great for chopsticks. Must love tea and dogs. Amazing that bamboo is a grass. It blows the mind. Yeah, it really does. It's amazing how fast it grows, and just it's actually it's a grass. It is pretty cool. One of my favorite scenes in movies is the scene in Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon when they're at the top of the bamboo, kind of like doing like the bamboo fighting. They're kind of like flying back and forth between the bamboo. I really like bamboo. I've got a lot of bamboo flutes. I really like instruments that are made out of bamboo. I like bamboo. Yeah,
I think bamboo in Chinese history also describe a character have very like never give up, always look for.
Because bamboo bends but doesn't break.
Yeah. Just always go up.
And I'm not sure about in China, but I know in Japan, even in Tokyo, maybe it's not universal anymore. But when I was there, even like 10 or 15 years ago, all construction was done with bamboo structures around the outside of the building, so they wouldn't build steel scaffolding. They build bamboo scaffolding, and they have they still have the art and the skill to lash and tie and build bamboo, because in like a monsoon or a typhoon or really strong winds and stuff like that, it actually bends and flexes and stuff. Whereas if it was a steel structure, it's also like super heavy and that weight, and it doesn't bend. And they noticed that in strong
really
winds, it actually just it breaks it apart. I just thought that was so cool. You'll see like these just bamboo like exoskeletons wrapping around the buildings.
Yeah, it's just like when
it's much more ecologically friendly too.
Earthquakes,
yeah. Bamboo is amazing. I really like bamboo. Torn Ham, what's the traditional music of Yunnan like? What kind of instruments? Well, that's a really good question, because Yunnan is an incredibly diverse place, and there are
23 minorities. 23
different minorities. All they have like different DNA. They have different language. They have different culture. They have different religion. Everything.
Xishuangbanna, like a Dai minority, they really like to use blues. How to say that? One small, one big, like snowman.
Oh, the gourd. Yeah, there's a you can look up some you could probably just do a YouTube search for like Yunnan minority music. So you've got Tibetans. Tibetans are one of the biggest minorities in Yunnan. They've got their own music style. They've got like a if you guys know what the erhu is, it's like a 2-string violin where like the ras of the bow is actually between the 2 strings. Well, the Tibetans use like a little mini one. Yeah. It's a really, really funny, very, very loud, rackety instrument. But there's this they make these instruments out of gourds. So it'll be like a big gourd thing, and then it'll have it basically acts similar to like a bagpipe. There'll be like multiple like little flute things coming off of it, and so then with your mouth you fill up the gourd with air, and then it just kind of makes some fun sounds. But there's it's fun to go through like the music district there, because there's all these just like crazy different like instruments that you don't find anywhere else, and I'm always kind of curious. But yeah, as far as like Yunnan specific instruments, those are the only 2 that really come to mind. Lama can probably think of some others, but we've got if you listen to some of our videos, excuse me, during our road trip from Yunnan in 2018, you'll hear a lot of traditional like Yunnan music that I put into the background or in the beginning of the videos and stuff like that, which is kind of fun. Lamu loves that music, and so we've got a bunch of CDs of that. So even when we're doing like road trips here in the U.S., a whole set of CDs of what was that one that we bought when we were in Tibet? It was called Music of Car. Romantic Journey. that one was so much. It was so good. Like I really loved that.
I'm glad you like it.
I thought it was great.
Those are really popular in the minority area, but in the big city, they always think those songs
a little too country.
A little too country, yeah. But I like it.
I do too. I actually really do. Well, it's funny because you come here and you just immediately associated very easily and quickly with like traditional like country American music. Country music, and so every time we get in the car, she's trying to put on some country music. I'm like, can we just? I mean, like there's some that I like, but I mean, I like American folk music, but like I guess like the modern country style stuff is not really my thing. But
I like the melody,
she loves it.
But sometimes the word is too straightforward now. I wish they can be more subtle.
The words.
The music.
Oh, the music.
Words. Sometimes.
Yeah.
Some words just...
The lyrics?
Yeah.
Bev says, Jason, just curious where you're getting the Wild Arbor show. Yeah, if Jason, if you actually have some Wild Arbor show, it would be interesting. I've not actually seen any show pu-erh that I could verify was Wild Arbor show. Generally, I mean, you may be seeing more and more stuff like that come about as people are doing more interesting like small batch roadway, but interesting sheng doesn't always mean it's going to be interesting show. Sometimes the flavors just don't work well, and so we often, specifically take the advice and recommendations of the actual show pu-erh roadway experts on what actually does make good show pu-erh and what doesn't. Because sometimes we'll bring them some sheng pu-erh and they're like, dude, no, it's not going to work. This isn't the right thing to actually create a show pu-erh that's rewarding, which is kind of interesting.
Let me grab the black one.
Okay, just got it from Scott. So at Yunnan Sourcing, then I don't know about it. Oh yeah, oh shoot, 10:36. We're late. We're gonna be brewing. We're gonna switch it up to Switch it up to some black gold. Where's my show pot? All right, there we go. If you guys didn't get a chance to see, I do have this is what I'm brewing with today. I got a new teapot from Sanguine Teapots, Mark Moeller. It's got a cute little monster face on there. Pretty cool stuff. Fun thing about being in the tea biz is you can do a little horse trading with people. So he and I traded some. You can pop this cake on here.
Yeah. And,
traded him some tea for a teapot. So he got some good tea. I got a good teapot. He promotes me. I promote him. It's all good stuff. It's all good stuff. Yeah, I'm really excited about it because it's actually it kind of fits on the screen. There we go. All right. There we go. Got it. Cool. Yeah, gotta switch this up. Mr. Remake says they're cool instruments. I'm pretty sure they're descended from the Mongolian morinkur, which is a super cool instrument. A lot of fun instruments came out of Mongolia. It was a really fun instrument that got a lot of visibility a couple years ago. It's actually called the shung. You probably saw like a viral video of some girl playing the Super Mario Brothers theme on something that basically looks like a giant castle, right? It's like this box that you hold here, and it's got one mouthpiece, and you fill it up. And then there's just like all of these like vertical tubes. It's kind of like a portable mini like pipe organ. And, those things are super cool. You'll see those in China as well, which is pretty cool. I've played them. Ridiculously difficult to play. She makes it look so easy in that viral video. All right, we get some more water here. Make sure it's all heated up.
Okay.
Let me wash this stuff out real quick. Get this heated up. We'll switch to the show pour. You guys still drinking tea? You gonna switch up to something on us, or are you gonna just keep doing what you're doing? Let's see.
You probably will change your cups.
I will change the cups. Yeah, we generally use shung and show cups. Actually, I don't have any dedicated show pour cups. That's gonna need more water.
Okay, gotcha.
I don't have any dedicated show pour cups, but I've got kind of like generic cups that I use for or cups that are glazed that I can use for anything. What do we got?
I will take my white.
There we go. I'll use this one here. This is a gift from Orlando Ramirez. If you're still there in chat, thank you so much for that. Very cool. And I have got a beautiful little cup here for you, Lomu. It's a Huaning cup. It was actually wood fired in their dragon kiln. These are not too many of these. Gage actually bought one of these last night. If you're still there in chat, Gage, thank you for doing that. Ziaxio's on his second cup of herbal tea. Crazy Saturday night in Montana. I will. Let's see. All right, here we go. We got a nice fatty little chunk of black gold that we're gonna go with here. I know Lucy is jealous. Are you drinking some black gold? You got some tonight? Are you saving it? Black gold's definitely on the pricier end of show pour, but it's 11 years old now. It's a high-end Jingmai old tree material. This is good stuff. Really good stuff.
Yep.
Lucy is out of her black gold Mao-cha. That was a treat. Ziaxia wonders if there's any clay deposits in the U.S. that are equal in properties to Yixing clay from China. That's a really good question, and that would be, you are a mineralogist. You're studying geological mining sciences. I'm sure you might be able to know about that. I'm absolutely convinced that there are. And this was this stuff that Mark Moeller made is the first time that I have had a clay that I actually thought, a clay based in the U.S. That was unglazed and wood fired, that I actually thought could give some of the Chinese clays a run for their money. This Lizella Georgia blend of clay, I think, is really special stuff.
Yeah, I think US is huge. It definitely
US is big.
have
There's lots
so
of
much
there's lots
stuff
of clay.
underneath.
And that was something that we were
Discover.
specifically curious about when we came back one of the first years. And I went to, I mean, I have a history in ceramics. I studied ceramics at university. So I went to, Seattle pottery, and I went in and like, oh my gosh, like every single, they've got all these different clays, and they had, like examples of the clays, and they were from all these different places in Washington State, like, oh, this is the Gold Bar clay, this is the Tequila clay, this is the Squim clay, like this is the Puyallup clay. And then I was just like, that's amazing. Like, these clays are actually from there? And they're like, well, no. And I'm like, well, where are they from? And they're like, I don't know. We get our clay like from Pennsylvania or something. I'm like, why are the clays named after all the local towns? And they're like, we just wanted to name them after local towns. And I'm like, it was just really confused. I was just like, well, I don't know. They got so snobby. I was just like, well, I mean, are there any like locally sourced clays? Like, I'd love to have, like Pacific Northwest local clays. And they're like, you can't dig clay out of the ground. It's against the law. And I'm like, I don't really think it is exactly, but I don't know. They were just, and they're like, "What are you trying to do?" And like, I tried to explain it, and I'm like, "I'm sorry, like, I've been spending a lot of time like working with, like Chinese potters. Like, I don't know the terms in English." And they're like, "Oh, you've been spending time working with Chinese potters," and I'm just like, "Are you guys serious?" Like, they were so rude. It's just like, I was just like, what? I was so upset when I left that place. I was not amused.
I think sometimes it's harder. People ask too many questions.
Yeah,
they
probably just didn't know the answers.
Yeah.
I don't know, but it's just so annoying.
Yeah.
So annoying. This remix says that pot's really cool. This pot is really cool. The clay looks almost exactly like Japanese bankoware. It's really nice, like the wood fired, and it's just got this really nice like roughness to it. I'm quite happy with it. I saw it on his site. I saw him advertising it. I specifically waited a couple months. Figured, hey, if anybody else is supposed to have it, they would have bought it in the 2 months while I was waiting for it. And then after 2 months, I was like, hey man, you want to do a little tea trading for it? And he's like, sure. So
I guess it's meant to pass.
I guess you guys had a chance. You guys had 2 months. He still has some really good stuff on his site, so you should check it out. It's not cheap, but you get what you pay for with this stuff for sure. That's right, a fatty nug of shucha. Can do two quick rinses on this one here, and then we're gonna get going. If we put the dots on the back, it doesn't pour out the top. There we go. Whew. Black Gold and Stormbreaker are the ones that I actively try to ration. Yeah, I hear you. I know how that is, because those are it's easy for those teas to just get drank too fast. For me, it's my Kunlun Mao-cha. Any Kunlun Mao-cha I have, I try not to drink it, because I would just get started drinking it and I just wouldn't stop. I would just be drinking it every day. Every day. As he actually said, there's an abandoned clay pit near me that went to find on a field geology trip in school. There was a local potter long ago that used to make it into pottery. Well, if you guys know anything about the Pacific Northwest, 31 years ago now, we had that big volcano that popped its top, Mount St. Helens, and for the longest time, every single thing in the Pacific Northwest was made with a mix of ash from Mount St. Helens, because literally the ash was just everywhere. Even in Seattle, which is a good 70 miles away from Mount St. Helens. I mean, everything here was just like 6 inches of just thick ash from the volcano. It was a tough time to have a breathing condition, but like everything. I mean, I've still got random souvenir crap where everyone was just taking this stuff and mixing it with some mud and like pressing it, and so it's getting harder to find stuff made out of that, or even actually still finding like that loose volcanic ash. But I kind of thought it would be fun to kind of find some of that like local like volcanic ash, mix it in with some local clay, and try and make some cool pottery and stuff out of it. But it's getting harder and harder to find that. It used to be everywhere. Yeah, must love tea and dogs, elitism. Yeah, I know. I'm guessing they probably just really didn't know the answers to it, and they were just a little standoffish. Because I was not trying to be elitist, but I don't know. It was a pretty frustrating experience for me. Whew, there we go. Really smooth. Careful, it's hot. You got it? All right, I'll let you pick it up. So it actually says, I love igneous and metamorphic geology. Clays are mostly sedimentary. I guess that makes sense because it's more mixed with water and it's kind of the sediment and it kind of like lays down and stuff like that. There's interesting sedimentary things that happened in the area where we are. So on one side you got the Cascade Mountains, and the other side you got the Olympic Mountains, and everything down here is basically what just drained off the mountains historically and just kind of like created this really rich lowland sedimentary thing. And that's why a lot of vineyards and stuff grow in this like really rich like low valley soil. And you'll see similar stuff in Yunnan. You know, like a lot of the Himalayas and stuff is, you know, like that washes down historically off the mountain tops and kind of like brings those minerals down into the fertile valleys where the tea gets grown.
Yeah, I remember one time we were in the Yiwu area.
Yeah.
And one lady showed us some pu-erh stuff.
Yeah.
And one of them just like a super young tree.
Yeah.
And the price was really high. Then we were just like, oh, seriously, how could it worth that much money if it's just like 7 years old? Yeah. Then we decided to try it.
If you guys don't know what Bohatong is an incredibly small village in Yiwu, Bohetang. Ridiculously small village in Yiwu. It's very, very hard to get to. You know, one of those places that still doesn't have roads. I've not actually had the opportunity to go there. It's just a little too much work to go and worry about if your car can make it, especially if you got kids and stuff. But we know people from Bohatong or have access to Bohatong material. Bohatong has some of the hardest to access or hardest to source old tree material. In fact, there's nobody in the West that's actually going to get any of it. There's like, I mean, it's something ridiculous, like 30 old trees or something like that, right?
Yeah,
I mean, just ridiculously small, but gram for gram, probably better than most other mountains, even like Laobanjiang. And the price is just astronomical. And it's not even worth trying to get it because you'd never be able to verify that it is what you got. Even like second, third picking, even autumn pickings, like nobody in the West is going to be getting that material, no matter what story they sell it to you with. And like, I don't even bother like trying to get any of this old tree material because it's just not possible.
Too expensive.
And also like way too expensive. So, but Bohatong's kind of like magical. And Bohatong means, it's similar to the word for minty, right? Minty. And so that's one of the things they're like, this is Bohatong, like our tea tastes like minty, and they kind of like play that up, and I'm just like, whatever, that's just totally BS. So yeah, you'll never get the material because the material is going to be like given to some, you know, like official as a bribe or a gift or something like that. So, but Bohatong is still like this like magical like nirvana of Shangpu'er. We were talking to a villager from there, and she's like, well, we've got some small tree material. And I'm like, oh, okay. Well, like, how old is it? And she's like, it's 5 years old. 5 years old. Like, nobody cares about 5-year-old pu'er. Like, I mean, you really got to have at least like 30 to 50 years before something really becomes like capable of producing something interesting. And I'm like, well, how much is it? And I don't know, it's like their price even was like $600-700 a kilo or something like that. And I'm like, that's just
no way.
There's like no way. Like, and yeah. She's like, well, do you want to try some? And I'm like, you know, like I would love to. I would love to try some. And so I don't know. They gave us like 20 grams or something like that, 25 grams, just a really small amount. And I didn't even bother to like try it. I was just like, all right, thank you so much for it. And so I took it, and a couple weeks later I was thinking about it. I'm like, all right, let's give this a try. Let's give this like 5-year-old tree pu'er a try. I was floored. It was absolutely incredible. Just an absolutely incredible tea. Just it was thick, it was rich, and it was minty. I'm sitting there like drinking it to Lamu. I'm like, this is, if you could imagine like those little Andes mints, you know what I'm talking about? You get them in restaurants at the end of it, kind of like chocolatey and minty. This thing was like drinking liquid Andes mints. Like, it floored me. And I was just like, it really showed me how important like soil and terroir like really was, that like 5-year-old trees that just happened to be growing in the gifted soil of Bohatong can have that experience.
We asked
Shocked
them, those young
Shocked
tree,
me.
is that from the old tree branch?
Yeah.
They said no, they just buy whatever truck stop in that town. They just bought.
So it wasn't even the same varietal. It just happened to be growing in that Bohatong soil.
Yeah.
And
that's so
shocking. Like that was just so good. Like easily one of my top 5 pu'er tea experiences in my life. That was just shockingly good. It's just pure unobtainium. You'll just never get it. It's just crazy.
So the environment is really important for a place.
Environment, soil, terroir.
Yeah.
Terroir is number 1. Terroir is the biggest thing that'll make the difference in
that makes
pu'er
sense
tea.
because that place is so hard to access. It's surrounded by deep forests and been there for 1,000 years.
Yeah.
So that's what nature produced.
I think about that tea all the time. Such a good tea. Just 5-year-old trees. It was crazy. It really kind of changed a lot of my conceptions or misconceptions about what it takes to grow good pu'er tea. That was just I'm behind in the chat, guys. You got me chatting. Jason O'Keefe, Mrs. Lucky Cloud. Yeah, Lucky Cloud was good stuff. Gotta figure out some way to remake that. Orlando is one of Mark's first teapots too. Haha, need to get another one to compare. You do. His teapots have come quite a ways, and I actually do not have any side handle pots. This is actually my first side handle pot, but I'm starting to feel maybe my my ergonomics excuse me, with traditional pots. I have some shoulder issues. It kind of hurts to turn pots all day, but this is a little bit more of a wrist motion, so I'm thinking it might actually be a little bit better for me. So had a couple sessions with it. First week in February, we'll be having Mark Moeller on for Between Two Teapots
maybe he would talk
interview session. And so you guys can ask him whatever questions you want about that, about the clay, Georgia clay, whatever clay he wants. He spent a lot of time in Taiwan, studying in Taiwan. He worked in Seattle, studied here ceramic school in Seattle. He's got a lot of really good in-depth experience. And so yeah, first week in February, probably that Friday. I'm not sure what the date is. So we've got Liquid Proust on our Between Two Teapots. He's up next. That's going to be a ton of fun. The next week, I've got a special guest that I've not actually announced the name of yet, but it's
next week.
Very excited about that. No, Liquid Proust is this week. This Friday. Liquid Proust is this Friday. That's going to be a ton of fun. I have sent him his surprise tea. He will be opening it on stream, and he and I will be drinking the same tea. He doesn't know what he's getting yet, so I'm excited about that. It's going to be fun. But yeah, Mark will be on Between Two Teapots. If you guys have any clay or pottery questions, that'll be the time to pick his brain. It'll be a lot of fun. We'll be brewing probably 2016 Jing My Love, because that is his absolute favorite tea. And we'll be brewing it in matching teapots. Both teapots that he made, fired in the same kiln on the same day. So a lot of synergy, tea synergy going on there. Bev says, years ago there was a guy in Oregon around Eugene who was digging up Oregon clay and making little teapots for gongfu. Can't remember his name. Maybe you know. I don't know. That would have been like way outside of the norm for that period in time. But yeah, I absolutely believe, like Ziaxio's original questions, whether there's clay like available in North America that could actually compete with Yixing clay. I absolutely believe it. So it's just a matter of having people that really want to find it and are able to source it and blend it and like really know what they're doing and be able to create gongfu teaware. In fact, I mean, to really actually test it, you wouldn't even need anything more than a fairness cup or even a drinking cup. You wouldn't actually have to have it made into fancy teaware, which takes a lot of skill. You can certainly do some testing.
It's really dark.
It is dark, you
guys.
Feels
like soy sauce.
Yeah, black gold brews up pretty dark. Bam! Look at that. It does look like we're drinking a cup of soy sauce.
Yummy.
How's your soy sauce, Lamu? Salty. Muscle Up Tea and Dogs. I always wondered if the Georgia red clay here would make decent teaware. Potters around here order clay from elsewhere. Oh, well, I mean, the Native American Indians in Georgia used to use that clay. I remember like working with that clay as a kid. One of the things that I would do with the Georgia red clay is I would cook fish in it. I would take like a like a bunch of the broken up clay. I'd like mix it with water, get in like a nice big thick clay paste, and I would just drop the fish whole. I wouldn't like skin it or scale it or anything. Drop the fish whole into it, make like a little brick, toss it on the fire like 15 minutes one side, flip it 15 minutes the other side, and you'd come out with like this little baked brick. You could take it with your knife and just kind of crack it down the middle, open it up, and then it had pulled all of the scales and everything off and cooked the meat on the inside. And so you just like pull the meat out and eat it. It was like so good. Best way to like cook fish and on a Boy Scout cooking, camping, fishing trip.
Is Boy Scouts still doing things like this nowadays?
Oh yeah, absolutely. And yeah, we'll get our kids in the Boy Scouts. But this clay, I don't think there's any Georgia red clay in there. I know there's clay from Lizella, and if you go onto Mark's site, he actually mentions the other clay source that they actually blended into it. So yeah, Orlando, you could use the ash on top layer of the glaze. Absolutely. Ziaxio, when he mines amethyst, the pockets where the crystals are usually filled with clay from decaying feldspar. I know some people have used that for pottery. That's pretty cool, man. You probably have an interesting insight into where to find unique clay deposits. Because I mean, the stuff that makes the clay good is just minerals. You know, it's just minerals that are bound in the clay. Changes the tea. The side handle should be a little bit more ergonomic. Yeah, that's my hope. It actually it's a big thick handle. I'm pretty excited about it. I've actually really been enjoying. It's just a little bit more wrist motion, less shoulder motion.
You can put something inside.
What do you want to put in there?
Wood branch.
If you were doing that, you would probably do it a little bit differently. I mean, technically you could, but it'd make it just like much bigger. You wouldn't really need that, but you totally could. Liquid deliciousnesses.
Oh, it's so good, but so much energy. My legs are shaking.
Yeah, Llama's got a little tea drunk going on. I noticed that when you were behind the camera, like handing me the thing.
Let me grab a chocolate almond.
Please, if you need to go grab a little food, do it. What sort of food do you guys like to pair with pu-erh? Yeah, what are you getting? I'll take some of whatever you got. What kind of food do you guys or candies or treats do you like to pair with pu-erh? I like generally if I'm working on like an actual pairing, I'm just really fond of just slightly like honey roasted graham crackers. Pu-erh. Tasty all day. Mr. Remix, what exactly is feldspar? Here we go. We got a geology question. Ziaxio, jump in. Let us know what it is. Pretty sure he's heard of it being used in ceramic glazes. Ooh.
If you want some.
I do. Thank you so much. You guys want some chocolate covered almonds? Toss them out there. You guys can have a little bit. If you don't, I'm sorry. We gave these to the kids the first time the other day, and Gary didn't realize that you were supposed to swallow, so he just kept chewing it, and he's got all this like liquid chocolate just running down his face. It looked like he was like a little baby vampire, just drooling all over the place. So good.
I think those two will pair really good.
So good, you guys. Homemade biscuits. Must love tea and dogs. Pairing tea with homemade biscuits. Love it. That's a good one. That's the South talking. So where are you? Where are you from in the South? I grew up south of Atlanta. Clayton County, Riverdale area for about 8 years or so. I've got fond of the South. Got the South in my heart.
It's a really good way to taste.
Third Eye Boogie VM loves the healing power of crystals. Which crystals do you use for healing? What stuff? Tell us about that, Third Eye Boogie. Ty loves pairing with dark chocolate as well. Yeah, pu-erh tea, pu-erh and dark chocolate are just like match made in heaven. This is actually really nice right now.
Yeah, make this tea much
Ooh,
thicker.
Unsalted sunflower seeds or hazelnuts. Hazelnuts would be nice. I like hazelnuts a lot.
Yeah, I think in China when we have tea
really
tasting,
nice.
people have lots of snacks in front.
Yeah.
Sunflower seeds is definitely one of them.
Yeah, there is a lot of
Very
unsalted sunflower seeds.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get a little bit more tea in here, and then I'll pop it up. Augusta, Georgia, home of the Masters. You were about 3 hours away. Nice. Yeah, I loved Georgia. I lived there, like I said, lived there about 8 years. We used to vacation in the summer. We'd head down to Savannah, play around the Okefenokee Swamp as kids. Go down to the Florida, go to the beaches. A lot of fun memories of growing up in the South, for sure. Nice. This works good. One of the things that interested me a lot about pu-erh, the first time I had it just had there was a memory that was tied to pu-erh, even though I'd never had it before, and I couldn't figure it out. I couldn't explain it. And it was my younger brother who figured it out one day. I was having tea with you. I was like, man, there's just like this interesting minerality to this tea that really fascinated me. And he's like, dude, it tastes like Camp Sunrise. And Camp Sunrise is a camp that we went to in the North Georgia mountains every summer as a kid. Something about those dry North Georgia forests and the clay and the shale mineral ground. And I was like, dude, that's it. It's just like this tea reminds me of summer camp in the North Georgia mountains. So it's interesting how everybody has different connections, memory connections to different teas. And so pu-erh always brings me back to my summer as a kid in North Georgia. Third Eye Boogie VM is 30 different crystals of azurite, pyrite, galena. It's the strong energies of peace. There's an old abandoned mining town called Galena near our house. We went hiking there this summer. You can just barely tell where like the old places were graded for the town that is now all gone. The town of Galena. I think they mined silver actually.
Yep.
Must love tea and dogs. Get a shop here. We need decent tea. Must have to settle for ordering as it is or traveling. Yeah, it's retail tea is still a little tough. We think about stuff like that from time to time, but all the economies or the economics of running a successful retail shop for tea is pretty tough.
Especially this year.
Well, yeah, especially this year. So we're certainly blessed to not have a retail shop that we have to worry about this year. We can just focus entirely online. But yeah, I think it's retail tea, especially for the upper echelons of quality tea, is it's kind of hard. It doesn't always work out so well. There is a decent one up in Nashville. It's probably a little too far for you to drive, but up in Tennessee, I've heard good things about Music City Tea House. Might be worth checking out if you're ever on the road. Probably a little too far from Augusta though. Yep. Third Eye Boogie VM Mold Devite is one of the rarest. It's life-changing, only found in Germany. It's made from a meteorite crash thousands of years ago. Cool. I love meteoric elements. I like to see people that take found meteorites and forge them into weapons and stuff like that. It just reminds me of like some like fantasy novel, like seeing some guy take a piece of meteorite and mixing it with steel and hammering it into a weapon. Pretty cool.
Yeah, I think we now have lots of crystal too. Yeah.
Xiaxio is a couple minutes. Orlando, you're heading out. Thank you so much, man. Thanks for joining. I really appreciate it. It's good to see you. Good to see you in the chat even for a little bit. Awesome.
Good to see you. Good night.
Xiaxio says a couple minutes back in the stream, but I know Wyoming has a lot of interesting clays. Yeah, I'm absolutely convinced that there are interesting clay deposits in the U.S. It's just we don't have the same focus on using those for their natural abilities. I mean, there's a lot of ceramicists and potters in the U.S. that use local clays all the time, but they're always glazed, and so they're not really focused on using that for like wine or coffee or tea, or kind of using it to actually enhance the experience, using it to cook in and stuff. So it'd be really interesting to see that focus kind of change. But it's interesting to see Mark's actually working on stuff like that. So
yep.
That's pretty cool. Must love tea and dogs. Oh yeah, that's why we don't have one. Glad you all are getting by this year. It's been an awkward year. We're not going to talk about 2020. We're in 2021. We're moving forward, pushing on. We'll take 2020 as it was, and see what we can do with the next year. Yeah, if you're ever up in the Pacific Northwest, also, and there's COVID permitting, stop by for tea for sure. Have we been to Tao of Tea in Portland?
I think we did once, very early the year.
I think so.
Yeah, stopped the shops. I
Yeah,
don't
that
think
was
we tried tea.
I think we got there at like just the wrong time. Like they were closed that day, or they were just closing, or something like that. Or because we were traveling around the Northwest, going to different tea places, and I remember going there. But then
very early. Yeah. I remember we went inside the store, look around.
Yeah, but they were like just closing. I remember there was a reason why we couldn't stay for long or something like that. If you're in Portland, you should hit up Tea Drunk Po. He's pretty cool. He runs a pretty cool. He's not necessarily like a retail tea experience, but you can have some tea with him.
It's amazing. It's
incredible.
Called like a One Door Land.
One Door Land. He's got a Heaven's Tea School. Great collection of tea and knowledge of tea. Incredible.
Beautiful place.
Third Eye Boogie Vian trying some sea moss for the first time. Salty. You're eating sea moss, or you're drinking it, or you're steeping with it. Bev loves Po. One of my first tea sessions with him. Po's great. Po's been around for a long time. If you guys, I think it's Tea Monk Po on Instagram. Tea Drunk Po, Old Tea Po. What is his Instagram handle? I can't remember. Is it just
Tea Monk?
Tea Monk Po, Old Po. If anybody knows what he is on Instagram, let me know. Well, it's not Tea Monk Po. It actually might be Tea Monk Po. That's Tea Drunk Po.
I think that's him.
No, because he's been posting. Tea Drunk Po. Yeah, Tea Drunk Po on Instagram. Pretty cool stuff. Great collection of tea and teaware. Incredibly knowledgeable about like all aspects of the spiritual side of tea. Let me get a little bit more. No, I guess we're good. Spiritual aspect of tea. He actually says silver is often commonly associated metal with galena. Galena is silver sulfide. Man, I love having you in chat. Like you guys, if you guys have any mineralogical, geological questions, Zioxio is the one with the answers to that. There's a mine in Idaho called the Galena Mine, and they mine silver, lead, and zinc. That's pretty cool, man.
That's pretty awesome. Zinc.
Bev Burns, Heaven's Tea, I think, yeah. But he's Instagram. It's Tea Drunk Po. His website is Heaven's Tea, and he runs classes, and he will do individual sessions, but individual sessions are a little bit expensive. But if you got the time, and you got the money, and you want to have an amazing experience, tell him Crimson Lotus Tea sent you down there. He's got incredible place. It's just a gorgeous facility.
Yeah, I think the first floor is all the artists live there.
Yeah, it's kind of like a commune style art collective, and then he's got the upstairs to himself. And if you do get the chance to have a tea session in person, he's only doing remote sessions now. I think I'm not entirely sure.
No, I don't think so, because I saw him post customers picture.
Well, maybe people that are I don't know. I'm not sure what he's doing with the COVID and stuff right now. But if you do get a chance eventually to have tea with Tea Monk Po at Wonderland in Portland, use the restrooms. Definitely check out his restroom. His restroom is like one of the most beautiful restrooms I've ever seen. And we'd actually had tea with him like a couple times and like never used the restrooms. And then I used the restrooms the one time, and I'm like, Llama, you gotta go to the bathroom. And she's like, what are you? She's like, no, I don't. I'm like, no, really, you've got to go to the bathroom. Just gorgeous, just incredible bathroom. It's really awesome. So there you go. Those are my Portland tea tips. Go have tea with Po and use his bathroom. Pro tips. Clay is often used as an industrial mineral, bentonite and kaolinite, drilling muds and all sorts of things. Yeah, kaolinite. That's what's used on the inside of like forges and stuff, right? You got to use that for heat insulation. Third Eye Boogie VM, you can blend sea moss into a gel and mix it into smoothies. You can find it in pill form or just as well, or just steep it. It's gotten real popular. All the health nuts are into sea moss. I have not heard about that. Thank you for letting us know. This is great. I like getting different people's perspective on interesting things.
Maybe I can buy some and put to the morning smoothie.
Is that what you want? You're gonna start tossing some sea moss in your smoothie? Go for it.
For the kids, if it's really healthy.
For the kids. Yeah, I used to do a kind of a turmeric smoothie thing in the morning, but I haven't done that. Lately. My old bones like the turmeric. Those nuts are really nice. Thanks, Lemon. Thanks for bringing those out.
Yep.
He is steeping it. Yellow moss from the bottom of the ocean. That's pretty cool. Steamed Rice. Just saw the tea room on the Instagram. It's packed with cakes. He has an incredible collection of tea, and it's not just like regular old cakes. Like he's got amazing vintages of things that you're not gonna find other places. He's been collecting tea for forever. His tea collection might be larger than Bev's tea collection. What do you think, Bev? Bev's got a pretty amazing tea
Lots
collection.
Lots of old, aged stuff. Yeah.
Poe's got a lot. Just stacks, cakes on cakes on cakes. He actually says the mine that you're looking at working this summer is also a silver lead mine with lots of galena. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah, I remember you were showing me some pictures of that. It's pretty cool. I have a no, I don't have that around here. Maybe it's downstairs. When I was traveling through the Southwest, I really liked the town of Bisbee in southern Arizona, and I got to tour the Queen mine down there, and that was primarily copper. So I was able to purchase like a splash of copper off of their smelter, and I thought that was pretty cool. Pretty awkward though, that town. The entire town built on the side of this mountain, and there's like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of feet beneath them is just Swiss cheese. Like there's just mines running everywhere. If you've got a strong enough earthquake, that whole town will probably just like crumble down into the mines. There's no structural integrity beneath that town anymore. But what a fun little town. I really like Bisbee. Bev, yeah, Poe's got some great stuff. Poe has got some great stuff, and he just has a really good way of understanding what tea can actually do. Galena. Yeah, I can't think of what galena looks like. Let me look it up. We're all gonna learn more about minerals tonight. Oh yeah, galena's pretty cool.
I like the color.
Yeah, I like Ziaxio is always sending me interesting like mining videos and things like that, and so he'll like he sent me this one. What was that crystal that person pulled out of the ground? Shoot, the thing was just gigantic. I don't know, he's just like digging under the ground, just like pulls out like this giant crystal. Oh, so cool. It's really, really cool. CMOS stands for complementary metal oxide semiconductor. Is that what CMOS stands for? That's a cool piece of trivia. Third Eye Boogie VM also recently caught on to colloidal gold and silver, healthy to consume. If you're eating gold and silver, there you go. Oh, wow. I've drank a fair amount of Goldschlager back in my day. Does that count as colloidal health gold? Goldschlager is an alcohol in the U.S. that has like flakes of gold in it. Oh, wow. So when you drink it, you're just drinking gold.
Yeah, I think some fancy restaurant they put gold on their food.
Yeah, like thin gold foil. Should we do that? Should we actually have put gold into black gold? Should we have sprinkled in some little colloidal gold and pressed it into the cakes?
Next one.
Ziaxio says Bisbee is amazing. I loved Bisbee. I really did. Like I had heard of Bisbee, but I didn't really understand or know about the town. I absolutely loved it. I had so much fun in that little town. I could move to that part of the Southwest. I really liked it. It was I went on a drinking ghost tour of the town in the evening where they took you to all these little hidden speakeasy type places peppered throughout the city, and each one had an interesting ghosty type history. I'm not sure if it was actually true or if they just made it all up for the tour, but it's pretty fun. Loved, really liked Bisbee. Pretty cool place. Third Eye Boogie VM. Oh yeah, it said to upgrade your DNA. Now that sounds like Cyberpunk 2077. I was playing that the other night. I certainly had to go to a Ripper Doc in downtown and get an augmented DNA upgrade. So I think we're talking the same language here. I'm just teasing just a little bit. Giant smoky quartz crystal. Xiaxia, what was the name of that channel that you were following that had those just crazy videos of these guys like pulling out just like these awesome stuff? Like I said, like Xiaxia was always like sending me like just the coolest videos of guys just out rock hounding and mineral hunting, just pulling out these gorgeous stuff. There's some stuff in the Pacific Northwest. A lot of the mushroom hunters also do crystal hunting as well because they're already out there getting wet and dirty, so they might as well be looking for some Northwest crystals at the same time they're finding mushrooms. Sea moss. I get it. I got it. That's it. That's the connection. That's it. That's dad joke level there.
Yeah. It's pretty funny.
You're modding Cyberpunk right now. Actually, I love that the modding community has like grabbed onto that so quickly. What are you modding? Oh, a Borderlands texturing mod. Okay, well that's a little interesting. I'm still just playing it on the PlayStation. Honestly, I haven't even had time to play it in like a whole week. My Cyberpunk wife is probably wondering like where I am. Pan Am is roving the desert, being like, "Where are you, V?" And I'm like, "Sorry, I gotta hang out with my real life wife for a while. I'll be back."
Feel bad for her.
Mom was always joking about that. Every time I get done playing, she's like, "How's your Cyberpunk wife?" She's fine. Xiaxio's seen a lot of New Year's tea in Japan with gold leaf in it. Yeah, you also see a lot of that stuff in China. You know, you'll take like a nice tea, and then you'll add like $50,000 in like gold boxing to put onto it, and then you end up you only have enough tea for like 5 sessions, but you paid like $12,000 for it, or
the package.
Just for the packaging. I know, it's crazy. Black gold will be amazing with gold leaf. Should we do that? Should we do that next time? Get a little actual gold leaf into the black gold.
We can't think about it.
That would be pretty awesome. Black gold now with more black and gold. That would be awesome. Ooh, a thin gold Mayfei too. Hey man, if you guys want to pay for it, I'll put together whatever. If you guys are willing to pay an extra 25% for black gold. What about you, Lucy? Are you on Lucy's the local black gold expert. Do you want more actual gold in black gold? We can make it happen. We can make it happen, guys.
You are crazy.
Must love tea and dogs talking about Gyokuro. Yeah, I'm not. I've had a lot of very decent Japanese teas, but they're not really. I don't know. They're just not really my favorite thing. But good stuff. A lot of really high quality stuff comes out of Japan. There's the biggest trouble the Japanese tea industry has right now is like the median age of tea workers is like 81 or something like that. It's just ridiculous. No kids are going into it, and
no, lots of them doesn't even have kids. Don't want a kid.
Yeah, and like families in Japan maybe only having like one kid or no kids and stuff like that, and all of them want to work in the big city, work in Tokyo. Nobody wants to work the farms anymore. So, I mean that may have changed, but I remember about 5 years ago, like the median age of tea workers in Japan was in the 80s, which is crazy to think about like that. So. Yeah, they need to figure that out. Lucy says she's good. She's a fan of it as it is. So Lucy's the old school black gold with no gold. Just black, more black, less gold. Jacob Hamlin, what's going on? Yes, black gold. We started off with Forgotten Nebula, switched it up into black gold, and this has been kind of nice. Balance things down a little bit. Must love tea and dogs. Farmers are a dying industry, sadly. Yeah, and that's really unfortunate. Unfortunate specifically, in places like China, which has an agrarian society that's 40 centuries old. If you really think about it, I mean, they've been an agrarian society for 4,000 years. That's amazing. And we really have to find a way to allow people to continue to do that in a profitable manner. And in the tea industry, they actually can. If you can produce a quality tea and like market it. I mean, there's tea farmers in China that live in better houses than I have and drive better cars than I do.
I think in tea industry, lots of young kids decided to go back to help with the industry. Yeah, and it's but then remember, like the first year we were talking to those Bulong boys, and the Bulong boys are like, "Hey man, like what do you like in the do you enjoy working in the tea business?" And they're like, "Well, the only reason I'm here is because I didn't pay attention in school." And it was just like that was a really hard thing to see. I mean, because they were sitting there like working hard, and realistically, they literally had no other options to do, and so like they were saving up all their money so that their kid, their like younger sister could actually go to a better school, so they didn't have to like be a farmer.
Have the only option of being like a tea farmer and stuff. And that was kind of hard to see that.
But I think in recent years, there's lots of kids that went to the city, got a degree, but they decided to go back.
Well, yeah, like the guy that made Black Gold was like that. He went, got his degree in the big city, and took his knowledge and came back to be specifically chose to be a tea producer. It's nice to see that people actually have the choice to do that, and it actually also gives them a little bit of a sense of scope and scale. Like I kind of grew up always in an urban environment. I'm just not the biggest fan of the urban downtown life. I want to be out and about a little bit, close to the mountains and the lakes and the rivers. So maybe I've got farmer's blood in me or something like that. Third Eye Boogie VM, no quality tea, but I got that Death Wish coffee. Ooh, that sounds familiar. How was that? I've been living nocturnally, going to sleep at 7 and 8 a.m. That if I didn't have a family and kids and job and stuff, that would be me. Like I live for the nights. But in the Pacific Northwest, this time of year, it's just dark all the time, anyways. So I mean, you might as well just be up all night and sleep all day. That's totally me. Mr. Remix, you're catching up on the stream at 1.25x speed. It's making the music sound really weird. Yeah, the music probably sounds really fast. Talking like this, speeding like that. Yeah, that's good. I'm glad you're
I like the speeding up option. When I watch YouTube now, I have to put like 1.5.
Yeah, me too. But there's some channels that I like enough that I watch it at 1x speed. If you guys have to watch us at 2x speed, I don't mind. I'm just happy you guys are watching. Do what you got to do. Just get more time in for more videos. Jason O'Keefe asked about the Japanese tea using sake bacteria in the fermentation process. I've only heard about that just a little bit peripherally. I've not tried it. I don't remember what the name of it is. Somebody here in chat might. Have you tried it? Is it pretty good? That's kind of interesting. Yeah. Xiaxio loves a dark, strong, smooth tea like Black Gold, but I also really like bright, fresh, sweet shung like Whispering Sunshine. Yeah, me too. I absolutely enjoy having a nice, big, long, just super dark session with show pour. I really like a lot of the flavors and the experience and the energy and the mellowness of it. But in general, I want that crisp, vibrant energy that I get from shung. That's what I crave.
Whispering Sunshine, I just feel like a bite of fresh apple.
Yeah.
So.
Third Eye Boogie VM. Death Wish coffee is just the strongest coffee. So do they just add caffeine into it, or is it a specific varietal? So the taste is just okay. You just like it because it's extra strong. Jason O'Keefe says it's good. Ziaxo says most of the new generation of farmers in the U.S. these days have college degrees. There's agriculture degrees now, but a lot of it's finance degrees. Yeah, that's the thing that people don't realize. Like, if you want to run a farm and you want to run a farm successfully, you've got to like absolutely treat it like a business. You have to focus on it like a business, and you have to understand finance, because you're dealing with like machinery, which may cost like $200,000, $300,000, $400,000 for one machine, and you got to figure out how to like pay that and get it financed, and like how much. You got to know like what time of year to sell your harvest. Like don't sell too early, don't sell too late. Get like the best price for it. Like if you got grain, like how are you going to be storing your grain? What's the science on storing grain? I love watching some of the the videos on agricultural science on YouTube. It's really fascinating. You know, we have this I think kind of like a misunderstanding of the rural America as being, you know, like different and dumb or something like that. And you see that a lot in, you know, like common media and stuff. Even when they call it like the flyover country, you know, as if like the coasts are more important than the stuff on the inside. But it's a whole. It's got to work together. And to operate the farmland in America at the scale to feed the entire country takes a great deal of intelligence and planning.
I'm just surprised that actually China import rice from U.S.
China buys American rice. I think that's kind of amazing.
Yeah, that's. I think U.S. produce lots of food and export to the world.
Yeah, the U.S. does, and that's it's tricky to be able to have you know, this is something that China figured out a long time ago. I mean, it's easy to come to like a new nation, a new land, like, you know, like the Americas, which realistically did not have a heavily agrarian society before, like the introduction of the Western people. America was just like fertile soil. I mean, literally fertile land. You could plant anything you wanted anywhere; it would grow. But like, how do you make that work for, you know, like 100 years, 200 years, 300 years, 400 years? And that's stuff that like old China figured out like thousands and thousands of years ago, how to like continuously like not just use the land, but like be able to like reuse the land over and over and over again. So that's a complicated thing. Third Eye Boogie VM, have no job or responsibilities. What a life, man. You wake up whenever. Lately it's been 1 or 3 p.m. What a life. I'll drink to that life. You can I can live vicariously through through your experiences right now.
And I think Must Love Tea.
Must Love Tea and Dogs is heading out. It's been a pleasure. Need sleep. Have a great night. Enjoy the tea. Thank you so much. I really appreciate coming in and joining into the conversation. It's always more fun when people are interactive and chatting with us and sharing their own experiences and thoughts. That's what it really feels for us. Like we actually have like actual like tea sessions with people again, which is really great.
Good night.
Ziaxio says there's a good YouTube channel called Cole the Corn Star. He's a young corn and soybean farmer. He does a lot of stuff on the finances of farming. That's pretty cool. I'll have to check that out because stuff like that actually really, you know, like really interests me. You know, specifically since, you know, like I run a business. I mean, thankfully I was blessed with a wife who has a background in, you know, accounting and finance and can help with a lot of that stuff because that's not how my brain really works. I have different skills, and she's really good in that sort of stuff, and is very thoughtful and methodical about how things get planned and worked out from that side of things. So from a business and marriage perspective, family perspective, we're a really good mix. But it's interesting to see you know, other people who have to focus on that side of things, because we get a lot of people who you know, talk to us like, man, it must be great to like, you know, like just sit around drinking tea all day. I want my own tea business. I'm like, man, like there's some days I don't even have time for tea. I mean, like, you know, it's tea business, but like, you know, business is the bigger word. You have to make it work. You've got to make it work. You have to make money, and that's complicated. It's hard to do, and, you know, continue to do for, you know, like 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, 5 years, on and on and on. It's it can be complicated if you don't specifically make a plan and focus on that. It's very easy to either turn your business into an expensive hobby or just run out of business.
Yeah.
I think this will probably be the last steep. This has been a fun session, guys. I really enjoyed Ziaxio's contributions to the mineral side of things. It was fun to hear Third Eye Boogie VM's experiences with crystals and stuff. So what do we got? Saturday night, so we still have Sunday.
Yep.
I will I am definitely going to try to do a Monday morning matcha. I will absolutely try to do that. So now that I know that that's kind of a fun window for the morning people, some of you may be here, some of you may not, but yeah, I've noticed there's a lot more of our European customers come in. Customers from the Middle East are able to make that morning time slot.
That's awesome.
Which is great. So if you guys are around Monday morning, But if I can't make it by Monday morning, I'll probably do Tuesday morning matcha, which seems
One
to
of those mornings.
one of the early days. One of the first days in the week, I will do morning matcha. Third Eye Boogie VM, what's this black gold about? What steep are you on? How's it tasting right now? I don't remember. Steep 8-ish, 8 or 9-ish. It's still quite thick. Let's see it in your cup here. It's still quite dark. Show that off there. Yeah, that's still got a lot of darkness for being up into the up around 10 steeps.
I can definitely taste the chocolate notes from it.
Is that because you were just eating a lot of chocolate? No, this is this is a chocolatey tea. A lot of really nice thick mineral notes. It's very enjoyable. Good energy. This is a tea from Jingmai Old Tree Show Pu'er from 2010. So and this tea was stored loose for 5 or 6 years before we ever even pressed it. Yeah.
Strong energy. And at beginning, it's still have hints of astringency.
Yeah.
But it melts really good.
This is it's a very tasty tea. Well, guys, we appreciate all of you coming in and joining us in the chat, making another fun midnight tea club. It's always it's a lot of fun for us, and we really appreciate everyone's contribution. So I'll see you guys again probably Monday morning early for some morning matcha. Get your week started with Crimson Lotus tea, and then we'll do another tea tasting Friday afternoon with Liquid Proust. So make sure that you tune in for that, because that's going to be a lot of fun. Liquid Proust is a hoot. He's a lot of fun to have tea with. And yes, Bev, thank you so much. Thanks so much for joining for the chat. And all right, guys, have a good weekend. Thanks for joining us, and happy steeping.
Happy steeping.